chosen one, you do not need to race against 30 brief seconds in order to hold on to something good, because my love does not come through pressure, and my care does not disappear, simply because you did not respond quickly enough to a message. I know you have endured financially difficult months, nights when your body lay still, while your mind continued calculating every expense, responsibility, and uncertainty about how tomorrow's needs would be met. There were moments when you prayed for just one door to open, so that you could breathe more easily, care for your family more fully, and stop living with a constant sense of insecurity. I have seen all of it. Archangel Michael, my faithful messenger, protector, and executor of my will, has been sent to strengthen your courage, not to announce a guaranteed sum of money or pressure you into believing promises that go beyond reality, but to remind you that your present hardship has no authority to take away your dignity, wisdom, or ability to begin again. I know there are days when you feel a heaviness in your chest while thinking about money, bills, work, or the future. But my beloved child, do not immediately call every physical sensation a sign of some mysterious movement. Prolonged stress can cause shortness of breath, sleeplessness, heart palpitations, or exhaustion. Listen to your body with love and responsibility. Rest, eat regularly, move in ways appropriate for your health, and seek medical support when troubling symptoms continue. I do not want you to neglect necessary care while waiting for an instant miracle. Often what I place before you is not a dramatic event, but a very ordinary reminder. Care for yourself, ask for help when necessary, and stop carrying every burden alone. I have heard the prayers you never spoke aloud, and the desires you kept hidden because you feared others would think you were weak. You prayed for employment, a stable income, a path toward repaying debt, or a way to help your loved ones through a difficult season. I know you have tried harder than others can see. There were times when you kept working, even though your motivation had disappeared. There were moments when you smiled before your family, while anxiety filled you inside. There were times when you gave, even though you were also in need, because you did not want someone you loved to feel alone. I value that heart, but I also want to teach you that sacrifice does not mean you must become completely depleted. You do not need to prove your goodness by always placing yourself last. Learn to give within your ability. Say no when you have reached your limit, and preserve what is necessary to care for your own responsibilities. You may desire me to open a very large financial door, but not every answer arrives as unexpected money. Sometimes the answer appears through a new skill you patiently learn. Sometimes it comes through a conversation that helps you discover more suitable work. Sometimes it is the ability to recognize an unnecessary expense or a habit that has been quietly draining your resources. At other times, the good thing is finding enough courage to request fair pay, renegotiate conditions, leave an exploitative environment, or begin a small plan you have continually postponed. I do not promise that every effort will produce immediate results, but no responsible step is meaningless. Each time you learn, save, work honestly, and make a wise decision, you are building a stronger foundation for tomorrow. Michael does not come to tell you that you were chosen because others gave up. You do not need to compare your journey with anyone else in order to feel special. Many others are also struggling silently. Some stopped because they were exhausted, not because they were inferior. Some are moving slowly because their responsibilities are heavier than you can see. Therefore, remain humble. If you move forward, do not look down upon those moving more slowly. If you receive additional resources, remember those who need an opportunity. If your work grows, treat fairly the people who contribute to it. True abundance is measured not only by what you hold in your hands, but also by peace, gratitude, and your ability to create good for others without losing yourself. I do not need you to type Amen or I receive in order to open a door from heaven. Such words carry meaning only when they reflect a genuine choice in your life. You can speak hundreds of declarations while refusing to change the habits keeping you trapped. You may also say nothing publicly while quietly working, learning, and correcting yourself, and that life itself becomes your deepest agreement. If you want to express faith, express it by refusing dishonesty in your work. Repay debt according to a realistic plan. Do not spend money merely to prove that you are successful. Do not borrow simply to preserve an image before others. Remain kind when you have little and humble when you have more. These things are more precious than any comment, written during a moment of emotion. You do not need to sign a covenant guaranteeing that you will never experience loss. Life contains changes that no one can control completely. Markets can shift, employment can be interrupted, and unexpected expenses can appear. I do not want you to believe that speaking one correct sentence will make every risk disappear. I want you to mature through preparation. Create a simple and honest budget. Know where your money is going. Prioritize essential needs before temporary desires. Build an emergency fund according to your ability, even if you begin with a very small amount. Investigate carefully before investing, and avoid promises of rapid profits. If an opportunity forces you to decide hastily, conceal information, or borrow beyond what you can repay, stop and seek independent advice. Wisdom protects you better than temporary excitement. I understand why promises of a large amount of money may touch the exhausted part within you. After living under pressure for a long time, it becomes easy to believe that one event will resolve every difficulty. But my beloved child, even if unexpected money arrives, it will not automatically heal unhealthy habits, fears, or relationships. If you have not learned how to manage something small, something large may become another burden. Therefore, do not pray only to receive more. Pray for enough wisdom to use what you already possess. Learn to distinguish needs from desires, generosity from people-pleasing, investment in your future from spending to numb emotions. Stability is built not only through income, but also through discipline, understanding, and the ability to delay unnecessary choices. Perhaps you made financial mistakes in the past. You trusted the wrong person, joined an unsuitable plan, spent according to emotion, or postponed facing your debts. Do not allow shame to keep you avoiding reality. I have not come to condemn you. Begin by writing down the truth. How much do you owe? What is your actual income? Which expenses can be reduced? Whom do you need to contact in order to negotiate? What additional income can you pursue without harming your health or family? When everything becomes visible, fear often becomes smaller than it was while existing only in your thoughts. If the situation is complicated, seek professional financial or legal support. An honest plan, even a slow one, is better than a quick promise without a foundation. I also want you to be cautious of those who use spiritual language to exploit your desperation. No one has the right to tell you that you must engage, donate, or send money in order to receive a blessing. No one has the right to guarantee wealth and then demand that you prove your faith with your possessions. When someone connects my love with pressure, urgency, or a financial commitment, step back and examine it. Healthy guidance will not make you fear that an opportunity will disappear like mist if you fail to react immediately. It will help you become calmer, clearer, and more responsible. It will not promise what cannot be verified. It will not make you feel guilty because you cannot give. I do not sell mercy, and I do not place a price upon my protection. If you are waiting for a breakthrough, use the waiting period to prepare. Update your resume, develop your skills, connect intentionally with trustworthy people, and investigate opportunities that are genuinely appropriate. Begin a project with the smallest possible step, rather than waiting for perfect conditions. Perform your present work well, even while preparing for another direction. Faithfulness in small things does not guarantee an immediate reward, but it develops the character necessary to preserve something greater when opportunity comes. Do not despise ordinary days. It is within them that you learn to manage time, keep promises, accept responsibility, and work when no one encourages you. I know you have felt sadness while watching others move more quickly. They bought homes, changed jobs, built careers, or achieved what you had long desired. Do not allow comparison to make you overlook your own progress. Perhaps you do not yet possess more money, but you have learned not to spend in panic. Perhaps you have not fully repaid your debt, but you have stopped creating unnecessary new debt. Perhaps you have not found your dream job, but you have become courageous enough to leave a place that no longer respects your dignity. These changes are not dramatic, but they are the foundation of freedom. Be grateful for every small improvement. Gratitude does not stop you from aspiring. It helps you pursue your goals without despising your present life. Jesus revealed a way of living that does not measure human value through wealth. Remember that money is a tool, not a measure of dignity. It can help you care for family, study, receive medical treatment, build work, and serve others. But it cannot replace love, honesty, or peace. Do not exchange your health, family, or conscience for an image of success. If a job provides much money, but gradually makes you cruel, dishonest, or exhausted, consider its true cost. If an opportunity requires you to act against good values, it is not a door you need to enter. I want you to have enough to live and help others. But I also want you to become someone capable of holding resources without being held captive by them. My beloved child, there is no end-of-day deadline upon my mercy. You have not missed me because you did not respond to a video. Yet do not use that truth as a reason to postpone the changes you already know are necessary. Today you can begin with one very small action. Open your account and review your expenses. Complete an application. Send a work email. Reject a suspicious investment invitation. Or share your struggle with someone who can help. You do not need to accomplish everything in one day. Choose one clear step and complete it calmly. Tomorrow, choose another. Lasting change rarely comes through a surge of emotion. It is built through small decisions repeated with discipline. When you feel disappointed, remember that delay is not always failure. Perhaps you need more time to mature, adjust your plan, or recognize another direction that is more suitable. But also be honest if the delay comes from fear, lack of discipline, or unwillingness to investigate. I will not condemn you for recognizing this. Truth is the beginning of freedom. Forgive yourself for the years spent taking indirect paths, but do not continue walking in circles merely because you feel ashamed. Apologize to those affected by your financial choices if necessary. Agree with your family upon new priorities. Learn how to speak about money without anger, secrecy, or blame. Peace within a family does not come from never experiencing scarcity, but from honesty, cooperation, and love that refuses to use money as a weapon. Now I invite you to put down promises that excite your heart while leaving your mind without clarity. Choose a more mature hope. Hope joined with action, faith joined with responsibility, and gratitude joined with discipline. Michael remains an image of courage, protecting you from despair and unwise decisions. But you must take hold of today's responsibility yourself. Release self-condemnation, because you have not yet reached what you desire. Forgive those who exploited your need, but do not return to them the right to do so again. Forgive yourself for believing promises too easily. Then move forward with awareness, humility, and faith. I do not promise that a very large amount of money is waiting with your name upon it, but I remind you that you still possess the ability to learn, work, change, and rebuild. Do not underestimate that. Some people began with very small steps and remained consistent long enough for their lives to change. You can do the same, not because you will be exempt from difficulty, but because you refuse to allow difficulty to determine your entire future. Live honestly, manage what you possess, seek opportunities wisely, and remain grateful for every form of help along the way. Keep your heart open without becoming naive, give without neglecting responsibility, dream courageously without despising reality. When you walk in this way, peace will gradually return, hope will gain a foundation, and the future will no longer remain a vague promise, but something you are helping to build through every good choice you make each day. My beloved child, what you have endured was not meaningless, but I do not want you to view suffering as a required price for receiving a reward. Difficult months may have taught you patience, helped you understand your limits, and opened your eyes to what truly matters. But my love does not function like an exchange in which you must endure enough pain before becoming worthy of something good. You still possess value even during seasons when you have achieved nothing great. Today, I invite you to look forward with mature hope, not the belief that a golden envelope containing wealth will suddenly appear, but the trust that you can still rebuild, recognize suitable opportunities, and receive support gratefully. Archangel Michael, my faithful messenger, protector and executor of my will, stands beside you as a symbol of courage. He does not hold a secret object guaranteeing wealth, but reminds you to protect something more valuable: honesty, perseverance, and the ability to continue doing what is right before results appear. Perhaps recently, you have felt that the atmosphere around you is changing. This may be because you have begun looking at life through new eyes. What once caused you to submit no longer satisfies you. Old habits no longer provide a sense of safety. You feel a desire to reorganize your work, relationships, and use of time. Do not rush to assign every feeling to a mysterious event. Sometimes the deepest change begins when you have become too tired of an old cycle and decide not to continue living that way. This awakening can be very gentle, like recognizing that you need to speak honestly, rest, learn more, or stop postponing a responsibility. I can use these ordinary realizations to guide you. Not everything sacred appears in thunder and lightning. Often, it comes through a clear thought, timely advice, or peace when you choose an honest path. I understand your desire to recover what was lost. You lost time by moving in the wrong direction, money through uninformed decisions, confidence through failure. or trust after someone exploited you. Some things cannot be restored exactly as they were, and I do not want to promise that every loss will return in the form you desire. But you can recover wisdom. You can rebuild self-respect. You can learn to manage money more effectively, choose companions more carefully, and protect your time. Sometimes, restoration does not mean receiving back what was lost, but becoming someone who no longer loses yourself so easily. You will stop surrendering control of your life to those who do not respect you. You will no longer rush into an opportunity merely because you fear being left behind. You will learn to verify information, remain patient, and listen to advice grounded in truth. Do not believe that your faith must be proven by typing a word beneath a comment section. You can say "Amen" with your lips, but deeper agreement is revealed through what you do afterward. When you know that you need to apologize and actually apologize, that is faith placed into action. When you stop spending money merely to soothe emotions, that is a genuine change. When you patiently complete a course, submit a job application, or create a debt repayment plan, you are saying yes to responsibility. I do not measure your faith through your level of interaction on a media channel. I look at your honesty when no one is watching, your kindness toward those with less power, and your determination to change when you recognize an error. No secret key unlocks blessing through one particular word. The door of growth is opened through choices repeated each day. You also do not need to subscribe to any channel in order to permit my guidance into your life. No content creator has the right to claim that my protection or blessing depends upon whether you follow them. You may subscribe if the content is useful, healthy, and helps you live better, but do not do so because you fear losing a sacred opportunity. I am not limited to a screen. I may remind you through conscience, a sincere family member, a doctor, teacher, advisor, colleague, or wise friend. I may guide you through books, experience, failure, and very ordinary conversations. Evaluate every message through the fruit it creates. Does it make you more peaceful and responsible? Does it respect your freedom? Does it encourage you to verify, think, and take practical action? Or does it make you fearful, dependent, and convinced that only the speaker has access to sacred truth? A new opportunity may arrive through a call, message, or introduction, but do not assume that every unexpected contact is a command from heaven. A good opportunity still needs to be examined. Investigate the sender, review the conditions, clarify the responsibilities, and consider the long-term impact. If someone promises an unusually high income without explaining how the system works, be careful. If they require an advance payment, insist that you recruit others, or tell you to keep the matter secret from your family, stop. If a job offer requires sensitive personal information before you have verified the company's identity, protect yourself. Faith does not replace verification. Michael reminds you of courage, but courage does not mean entering every door. Sometimes courage means refusing something attractive but unclear. I know you want a clear sign before better days begin, but life does not always send a dramatic signal in advance. Some changes become visible only when you look back. You are sleeping better because you left a stressful environment. Your heart feels lighter because you forgave, or your work has become more stable because you consistently learned a new skill. Do not live in a constant search for signs while ignoring the work directly before you. You do not need to watch so intensely that you are afraid to blink. I do not place important things upon a fragile thread where 1 second of distraction causes you to lose everything. Be present, but be present with real life, with your family, health, work, rest, and practical responsibilities. An alert person is not someone who is always tense. It is someone who knows what deserves their attention. If you are waiting for a stronger financial season, let hope move you toward preparation. Review your income, skills, and expenses. Is there something you can learn to increase the value of your work? Is there a small amount you can begin saving regularly? Is there a responsibility you are avoiding because you feel ashamed? Do you need to speak with your family so that you can agree upon a new plan? Do not wait for perfect inspiration. Begin with real numbers, real ability, and a suitable plan. When you see the situation clearly, vague promises will have less power over you. The truth may feel uncomfortable at first, but it will return initiative to your hands. You may have heard that your name was connected to a benefit your family failed to claim in the past. If your family possesses property, an inheritance, or legal rights that remain unclear, investigate through documents and professional advice, rather than through prophecy. Speak openly with the people involved. Examine records and seek guidance from someone who understands the law. If there is no evidence, do not allow hope for hidden money to delay building a life through your own abilities. You can honor what previous generations left behind, but your future should not depend entirely upon an asset whose existence is uncertain. A valuable inheritance may also be diligence, kindness, the ability to learn, and determination to end financial habits that have caused hardship within your family. Some things within a family need to be restored, not through money, but through honesty. Perhaps for many years, people avoided speaking about debt, spending, ownership, or unfulfilled responsibilities. That silence may have created misunderstanding and resentment. You can begin a different way. Ask questions respectfully. Do not use money as a weapon to control relatives. Do not hide major decisions that affect the whole family. Learn to create plans together and divide responsibilities clearly. Restoration sometimes begins in a difficult but sincere conversation where everyone stops blaming and begins looking at reality together. Do not interpret the words "the waiting period is over" as a guarantee that every difficulty will disappear immediately. Some things still require time. A business needs time to gain customers. Someone seeking work may have to submit many applications. A debt may require months or years to repay. Waiting may end not because the result has arrived, but because you are no longer sitting helplessly. You begin to act. You stop postponing steps that are within your power. You no longer entrust the future entirely to chance. This is the true sign of a new season. You think more clearly, choose more carefully, and accept responsibility without hating yourself. Take a deep breath, not because the air contains a sacred electrical current, but because your body needs to remember that it is safe in this moment. When you are anxious, your breathing often becomes shallow and rapid. Sit firmly, relax your shoulders, and return to the present. You do not need to resolve your entire future today. Choose only the most important task and complete it. It may be contacting a creditor to discuss options, finishing an application, checking a business opportunity, or declining an unnecessary purchase. When you complete one small task, confidence will gradually return. Peace is not only a feeling, it is also built through orderly action. I do not want you to view yourself as the center of a secret transformation affecting the entire world, That belief may place an unnecessary burden upon you. The world is always moving through countless decisions and circumstances. You have your role, but you do not need to carry every change. Focus on the area you can influence: how you work, love, spend, speak, and serve your community. One small act of goodness may not transform the world immediately, but it makes the environment around you better. One word of encouragement may keep someone from giving up. One honest decision may protect your family from long-term consequences. This is how light spreads. Not through declarations making you more special than everyone else, but through a useful and trustworthy life. If injustice once took an opportunity away from you, I understand that pain, but do not allow the past to make you wait for perfect compensation before giving yourself permission to live. You can pursue justice through suitable means, protect your rights with evidence, and seek support when necessary. At the same time, continue building what others cannot take from you: ability, reputation, wisdom, and courage. You may not have recovered what was lost, but you are no longer as easily defeated as before. You know how to establish boundaries. You know how to ask necessary questions. You understand that kindness does not mean offering unlimited trust. That is a profound form of restoration. My beloved child, do not wait for a golden envelope before believing that you can begin again. Blessing is not only a large amount of money, it may be improving health, a family that speaks honestly, honorable work, a trustworthy friend, or the peace that comes when you no longer live to prove something. Be grateful for these things. Gratitude does not deny hardship, but it keeps you from becoming blind to what is still supporting you. When you recognize the good already present, you will use resources more wisely and become less vulnerable to promises without a foundation. Now I invite you to release artificial pressure. You do not need to comment in order to be heard. You do not need to subscribe in order to be loved. You do not need to see a special sign in order to know that responsible living is right. Forgive those who used your faith to pressure you into interacting or made you afraid of missing out. They may not have understood the effect of their words, but you have the right to choose what is healthier. Forgive yourself for placing hope in easy guarantees. Do not be ashamed. When you are tired, the promise of an immediate escape is always attractive. Now you are more alert, and that awareness is a gift. Rise with the courage. Michael reminds you to preserve. You do not need to declare loudly that every good thing is certainly coming. You need only to continue doing the good that can be done today. Release negativity. Stop calling yourself a failure, and do not use old mistakes to predict your entire future. Forgive those who hurt you while still maintaining boundaries. Forgive yourself while still making corrections. Be grateful for each person who helped you, every lesson that opened your eyes, and every small opportunity already present. Then return to peace. Breathe slowly, look at reality, and take one more honest step. I do not promise that you will receive a large amount of money at a predetermined time. But I remind you that hope remains, the ability to change remains, and today still stands open before you. Live kindly, work honestly, manage wisely, and believe that a better future can be built through the steady choices you make each day.